If you were wondering when you're going to see Rahul Dravid next and dreading the thought that you'd have to miss him since he's left the job, well, he has another job and you won't have to miss him for too long because Rahul Dravid is set to resume coach duties in the IPL with a reunion with Rajasthan Royals on the cards for IPL 2025. On ESPN Cricinfo Newsroom, we're joined by Nagraj Golapudi and George Binoy to dissect this latest development in Indian cricket. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. We thought he might want a break after the vigors of coaching the national setup for 3 years. Clearly, he didn't want too much of a break, Naga.
Yeah, he can't stay away from cricket. What a cricket tragic Dravid is. Yeah, but no surprise, right? I think even during the IPL, there was some. I'd heard the whispers that it's a done deal that the moment he moves out, he will rejoin Royals. Which at that time, I could just understand. Fine, fair enough. He has a very strong attachment with the Royals, where, as we know, a place where he played a lot of IPL cricket, led the team, also mentored the team. So that was a no-brainer as such. But yes, the swiftness with which these deals are signed, because also the popularity of Indian coaches and successful coaches, and on top of that, after a triumphant World Cup win in July and at the 2024 T20 World Cup, Dravid obviously was one of the sought after contenders. I know for sure that other franchises he uh, kind of in a very nice and kind fashion told them, oh, sorry, not now. So even the others knew that this Royals had picked him.
Yeah, just to back up that point of him never really taking a break from the game. Once he stopped playing professionally in 2013, by the next IPL season, he was with RR as director or mentor. That was a couple of years. Went straight to Delhi, went straight to the under 19 and India A gig, then to the NCA head, and then India coach. So the man's really not taken a break since 1996. George, it's a reunion, as Nagraj points out, a setup he's so familiar with. Uh, we've seen Sanju Samson obviously is such an evolved version of the version who came up under Dravid's captaincy. But this is also a Rahul Dravid who will be a lot more evolved as a coach compared to what he was in his previous stints at RR.
Yeah, absolutely. He's coming off the India game, which has the highest pressure imaginable for a cricket coach. So, he is a much more seasoned and experienced coach right now. He's been through, over 3 years with India, various highs and lows. So he'll bring all of that to the Rajasthan Royals. Coaching in the IPL is a different gig, though, in the sense like there are very real challenges of team building. Well, he'll have to adjust to the impact player rule, so there'll be strategies around that if they continue to have it this season. So yeah, it is a different gig. It's really intense for 2 months, and there's a lot of man management involved there. So yeah, while he will bring all that experience. That he has with the Indian setup into the IPL. I think the IPL will be a new challenge now for Dravid to crack that with Rajasthan Royals, a team that has always been there and thereabouts in the last few years, but just not been able to go, all the way.
Yeah, let's talk a bit more on that, Nagraj, because we know of Dravid's belief in data and how much he's had that as part of the vision that allowed India to succeed, which can only be a good thing because there's never enough data when it comes to T20 leagues. So when you assess everything that Dravid would have learned from this recent international grind, what all do you see him bringing in to this setup as an IPL coach now?
I mean, they. It's when I think of Dravid and Royals, there's an image that comes to my mind. Remember
Not
2014,
a pleasant
where
one.
he threw the cap. I mean, I can never
Yeah.
forget. He said that it was, in terms of emotion, that match will always be, and that moment will always come to people's minds. Remember, that was 14.3 overs. MI had to get 190, and they got it. If he is bought completely into data, which is very good. As we all know, that Royals is one of the franchises which believes a lot in data. Dravid now as a T20 coach is, I believe, we have to believe, is totally different. He's more inclined to buy data, more inclined to, at the same time, his biggest strength has always been he's a good reader, mind reader. He's a good reader of players and men, and he will be a good mentor for sure. And then sure we can close in on talking about his relationship with the captain, Sanju Samson.
So I was just going to jump in there because, while T20 and data is, central to the game now, the Royals have had a very real issue in the last two seasons where they've started well and ended really badly in the league stage. It happened in 2023 and it cost them a spot in the playoffs. And then last year they were on course to finish in the top two and they went nowhere in the last, in the second half of the season. And they didn't look like a title winning team by the end of it. So there is a real man management, personal management, squad management challenge that he will have to address going into the season. And it all starts with building a squad at this mega auction.
And in that sense, just to quickly wrap things up, it is possibly the best time for a change in coach or for a new coach to take over, because this is the reset year. This is when you have a new cycle. You decide your retentions. You go into a mega auction. So that resetting, it helps that a new coach comes in at this stage.
100%, yeah. Because whatever the number of retentions you have, let's say you have 5 retentions, right? Outside of those 5 retentions or 6 retentions, everyone is done. They're no-brainers. We know what names, especially at RR. We know starting with Samson, Jaiswal, Rian Parag, probably Yuzi Chahal, and there'll be Joss Butler for sure. So outside of those names, now Dravid has a clean slate. He has a mega auction and he has a certain amount of money, and he and his team can decide about who they want to buy, and Dravid has a better understanding of overall the players and what kind of players he wants and what kind of cricket he wants to play. So yeah, that's definitely, as much as a challenge it is to assemble a side, it's also an advantage. He starts with a clean slate.
George, final thoughts?
No, it's just that we've seen Rajasthan Royals, come really close in the last few years. They were the team that won it the first time, and now with Dravid and Samson, I also really hope that he finally manages to unlock Samson. It's something we've spoken about for several seasons and years. Maybe it'll happen in IPL 2025.